Is Xavi Simons the missing piece in Chelsea's puzzle? The £61 million question. Picture this, a young Dutch wizard with the ball at his feet, weaving through defenses like they are training cones. His name is Xavi Simons, and right now, Chelsea are doing everything they can to bring him to Stamford Bridge. But is he worth the massive price tag, and what does this mean for the Blues moving forward? The transfer rumour mill never stops spinning at Chelsea, but this one feels different. This one has real legs, real momentum, and according to transfer guru Fabrizio Romano, real progress. So let's dive deep into what could be one of the most exciting signings of the summer. Who exactly is Xavi Simons? Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the transfer talks, let's talk about the player himself. Xavi Simons isn't just any ordinary 22-year-old midfielder. This Dutch international has been turning heads across Europe with his performances for RB Leipzig. Standing at 5 feet 7 inches, Simons might not be the tallest player on the pitch, but what he lacks in height, he more than makes up for in technique and vision. He's the kind of player who can pick out a pass that others can't even see. You know those moments when you're watching a game and a player does something that makes you sit up and think, how did he even spot that? That's Simons in a nutshell. The young Dutchman has been making waves in the Bundesliga, showing the kind of creativity and flair that Chelsea fans have been craving. He's comfortable playing behind the striker, out wide, or even dropping deeper to help build play from midfield. This versatility is exactly what modern football demands, and it's probably one of the reasons Chelsea are so keen on him. But here's what makes Simons special. He's not just technically gifted, he's also incredibly smart. He reads the game well, knows when to press, when to hold back, and when to make that killer pass. At just 22, he already plays with the maturity of someone much older. Why are Chelsea so interested? Now, you might be wondering, why are Chelsea going all out for this particular player? The answer isn't simple, but it makes perfect sense when you look at what the club needs right now. First, let's talk about creativity. Chelsea have had their fair share of talented players, but sometimes they've struggled to break down stubborn defenses. They need someone who can unlock tight games, someone who can see spaces others can't. Simons has that special quality that separates good players from great ones. Second, there's the age factor. At 22, Simons isn't just buying Chelsea quality for today, he's potentially giving them a star for the next decade. In a world where transfer fees keep going up, getting a player of his caliber at this age could prove to be brilliant business in the long run. Third, his versatility fits perfectly into modern football tactics. Coaches love players who can adapt to different systems and positions. Whether Chelsea want to play with a traditional number 10, use him as a false 9, or deploy him wide in a front 3, Simons can do it all. But perhaps most importantly, he brings something that can't be coached, that X factor. You know it when you see it. Some players just have that ability to make things happen out of nothing, and Simons definitely has it. The numbers behind the deal. Let's talk money, because in modern football, we always have to talk money. According to the reports, RB Leipzig are demanding €70 million for Simons. That works out to roughly £61.2 million, which would make him Chelsea's most expensive signing of what's already been a busy summer. Now, £61 million isn't pocket change, even for a club like Chelsea. It's the kind of money that demands immediate impact and long-term success. So the question is Simons worth it? Looking at the current transfer market, that fee actually seems reasonable for a player of his quality and potential. When you consider that players with similar profiles have been going for similar or even higher amounts, Leipzig's asking price doesn't seem outrageous. But here's the thing about transfer fees, they're not just about the player's current ability, they're about potential, market value, and how much the selling club needs the money. Leipzig clearly rates Simons very highly, and they're in no rush to sell unless they get the right offer. For Chelsea, this represents a significant investment in their future. If Simons develops as expected, this could look like a bargain in a few years' time. If he doesn't adapt to the Premier League, well, that's a risk every club takes when they spend big money. What's happening behind the scenes? According to Fabrizio Romano, things are moving fast behind the scenes. Chelsea are reportedly in advanced talks with both Leipzig and Simons himself. This is crucial because getting a deal over the line requires agreement on multiple fronts. The talks with Leipzig are about the transfer fee and the structure of the deal. Will it be paid up front or in installments? What add-ons will be included? These details might seem boring, but they can make or break a transfer. On the personal terms side, Chelsea need to agree on salary, contract length, bonuses, and all the other details that go into a modern football contract. The good news is that Romano says these discussions are going well, which suggests Simons is genuinely interested in the move. What's particularly interesting is the relationship between Chelsea and Leipzig. The two clubs have done business before, most notably with the Christopher Nkunku transfer. Having a good working relationship makes negotiations smoother and increases the chances of getting a deal done. But here's something worth noting. While all this is happening, Simons was still named in Leipzig's starting lineup for their pre-season friendly against Toulouse. This shows that until a deal is actually done, it's business as usual for both clubs. The Carney-Chukwuemeka connection. Here's where things get interesting. The reports mention that Chelsea and Leipzig are discussing two separate deals, one for Simons and another involving Carney-Chukwuemeka. Chukwuemeka is a talented young midfielder who came to Chelsea with high expectations but hasn't quite broken into the first team regularly. Could he be heading in the opposite direction as part of a broader agreement between the clubs? This kind of multiplayer negotiation isn't uncommon in modern football. It allows both clubs to address multiple needs in one go and can sometimes help with financial fair play regulations. For Chelsea, it could mean getting their primary target while also finding a good home for a player who needs regular first-team football. For Chukwuemeka, a move to Leipzig could be exactly what his career needs. The Bundesliga has a reputation for developing young talent, and regular playing time in Germany could help him fulfill his potential. What this means for Chelsea's squad. If Simons does join Chelsea, how would he fit into the current squad? This is where it gets really exciting for Blues fans. In terms of formation, Simons gives the manager incredible flexibility. He could play as a number 10 in a 4-2-3-1 system, providing creativity behind the striker. He could operate as one of the front three in a 4-3-3, using his pace and dribbling to stretch defenses. Or he could even drop deeper as part of a midfield three when Chelsea need more control and possession. But it's not just about formations and tactics. Simons brings a different type of energy and creativity that could transform how Chelsea play. Imagine him linking up with the other attacking players, creating chances that weren't there before. There's also the competition aspect. Football is all about pushing each other to be better, and having a player like Simons in the squad would certainly raise the level in training and matches. The challenge is ahead. Of course, not everything about this potential transfer is straightforward. There are challenges that both Chelsea and Simons would need to overcome. First, there's the adaptation to the Premier League. The English top flight is different from the Bundesliga in terms of pace, physicality, and style of play. Some players adapt immediately, others take time, and unfortunately, some never quite get there. Second, there's the pressure that comes with being a big money signing. When you cost £61 million, expectations are sky high from day one. Simons would need to handle that pressure and deliver performances that justify the investment. Third, there's the competition for places. Chelsea already have talented attacking players, so Simons would need to fight for his spot in the team. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's something he'd need to be ready for. What fans are saying. The Chelsea community is buzzing about this potential signing, and for good reason. Social media is full of excitement, with fans sharing highlight videos and discussing how Simons would fit into the team. Many supporters are particularly excited about his creative abilities. Chelsea fans have watched their team struggle to break down defensive teams in recent seasons, so the prospect of adding someone with Simons' vision and passing ability is genuinely thrilling. Others are focusing on his age and potential. At 22, he represents the kind of signing that could benefit the club for years to come. In an era where player values keep rising, getting someone of his quality at this age could prove to be incredible business. Of course, there are some concerns too. The fee is substantial, and some fans are wondering if the money could be better spent elsewhere. There are also questions about whether he can adapt to the Premier League's unique demands. The Romano factor. When Fabrizio Romano speaks, the football world listens. His reputation for accuracy in transfer news means that when he says Chelsea have very good chances of signing Simons, people take notice. Romano's latest update suggests that personal terms could be agreed soon, which would be a major step forward. He also mentioned that negotiations are going in the right direction, which is exactly what Chelsea fans want to hear. But Romano is also careful to point out that while things look positive, football transfers can change quickly. Until contracts are signed and medical tests are passed, nothing is guaranteed. Looking at the bigger picture, this potential signing fits into a broader pattern of how Chelsea are trying to build their squad. They are focusing on young, talented players who can grow with the club and potentially become superstars. It's a strategy that makes sense in the current football landscape. With transfer fees continuing to rise, getting quality players before they reach their peak can be much more cost-effective than waiting until they're established stars. Simons represents exactly this type of signing. He's already shown his quality at a high level, but there's still room for improvement and development. If Chelsea can help him reach his full potential, this transfer could look like a masterstroke in a few years' time. The timeline question. So when might this deal actually happen? Transfer windows can be unpredictable, but the signs suggest things could move quickly. With pre-season already underway, clubs are eager to get their business done early. Players need time to settle in, learn new systems, and build relationships with teammates. The sooner a deal is completed, the better for everyone involved. Romano's suggestion that personal terms could be agreed very soon indicates that we might not have to wait long for significant developments. If Chelsea can agree on the fee with Leipzig and sort out the final details, this could be wrapped up relatively quickly. What success would look like? If Simons does join Chelsea, what would success look like? It's not just about goals and assists, though those will certainly be important. Success would mean adapting quickly to the Premier League's demands and becoming a regular starter. It would mean bringing the creativity and flair that Chelsea have been missing. It would mean helping the team break down stubborn defenses and creating chances in tight games. Long-term success would mean developing into one of the Premier League's top attacking midfielders and helping Chelsea compete for major trophies. At 22, he has plenty of time to achieve all of this and more. The final verdict. As we look at all the evidence, it's clear that this isn't just another transfer rumor. The level of detail from reliable sources, the advanced nature of the talks, and the mutual interest from all parties suggest this deal has real potential to happen. For Chelsea fans, this represents exactly the kind of signing they want to see: young, talented, creative, and versatile. Simons has all the tools to succeed in the Premier League, and at 22, he could be a cornerstone of the team for years to come. Yes, £61 million is a lot of money. But in today's market, for a player of Simons' quality and potential, it could prove to be money well spent. The key will be giving him time to adapt and supporting him as he settles into his new environment. The coming days and weeks will be crucial. If Romano is right and personal terms can be agreed soon, we could see this deal progress rapidly. Chelsea fans will be watching every development closely, hoping that their club can get this one over the line. One thing is certain: if Xavi Simons does become a Chelsea player, it will be one of the most exciting signings in recent memory. The Dutch magician could be exactly what the Blues need to take their game to the next level. The only question now is whether they can make it happen.